Okay, you heard that. Welcome to yoga, everyone. It's good to see all of you all. Welcome to yoga. We'll just start out our gentle yoga class where we do all of our yoga in our chairs. So we have our chairs here. If you're at home, just find a nice sturdy chair to sit in and get ready to join us. We just start out by relaxing into our chairs and noticing how we're feeling today. And I'll guide you through some things to notice. So close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. If not, you can just look toward the floor and let your gaze soften. And just breathe normally. Notice if you have any places where you're carrying stress or tension in your body. You might feel some knots in those shoulders, or hips might feel a little tight from sitting. Any places where you feel pain, you definitely want to notice those. Notice your breathing. Does it feel smooth or forced, relaxed or stressful? Take a moment to check in with anything that you might have on your mind today. It might be something happy that you're glad to carry with you through our practice, or it might be something you want to set aside for a while. But for now, give it some attention. And then always, if it's not something you want to have with you during yoga, you can refocus on the breath or focus on your movement and try to let it just slip away for a little while. Now we're going to start to change our breath. So you may need to sit up just a little bit straighter in your chair. You might put your hands on your belly so you can feel the belly expand. And we're going to breathe in through the nose. Feel it come all the way down. Belly should expand. And then we're going to slowly release it, either through the nose or through the lips. Kind of like you're blowing out a candle, but slowly. And then we'll repeat that. Inhale. And then a slow exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And feel the belly contract. And repeat that a few times at your own pace. And remember that if you're new to this, you might get just a little lightheaded. If that happens, you can go back to your normal breathing for a minute and let that pass. If you get a tickle in your throat, just hop up and get yourself a drink of water. No worries. And try to let your face be nice and soft, relaxing the place between your eyebrows, those 11s, and also maybe taking the tongue off the roof of your mouth is a good way to get your jaw to relax if that's hard. Now we'll get ready to move into our stretching and strengthening. So here, remember always, no pain, no strain. So you want to feel that you're working, but you don't want it to hurt. So anytime you can come back to seated, just breathing, or you can make any kind of movement that feels okay to you. Just keep moving. That's one of the main things to do to stay mobile, is just to move. All right, so you may have to scoot out just a little bit in your chair so that you can sit up nice and straight. Your feet are going to be flat on the floor. hip distance apart. We're gonna pull our shoulders up toward the ears and then let the shoulder blades come down the back. Now we've got our chest way forward. We're just gonna draw back a little bit and have a nice posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And we'll just start to warm up the body from here. Let's start with the side body today. We'll just, we're keeping both hips on the chair. So that'll kind of determine how far you're leaning. Airplane, you kind of picture yourself like a little kid running around pretending to be an airplane. So we're warming up, like I said, the side body, the shoulders and arms. And then we're gonna stop with one arm up, the other arm down, and really stretching those fingertips as far away from each other as you can. And then we'll lean toward the lower arm, looking down, looking at me, or looking up under your elbow, whatever feels good to your neck. And just really stretching out that side. Don't forget to breathe. Then we'll inhale up, exhale down, stretching tall, leaning toward the lower arm. Feel a good stretch in your side. Then we'll inhale the bottom arm up. Let's face the palms away from each other, and then we're going to exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we'll bring the hands to prayer and just try to chest tight. We're going to inhale and then exhale to do a little prayer twist. So when you're on your inhale, you're prepping, and then you'll exhale as you turn. It's just a small twist, and you're looking over your shoulder and opening your eyes. And you can breathe. Please breathe. And when you're ready, you can come back to the front and you'll prep again and do this at your own pace. Just inhale and then exhale to twist. Just a little warm up twist. Good, and then we'll come back around. Let's do another inhale. Turn the palms away from each other. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll go right into some shoulder rolls. And reverse. And then we're just going to shrug the shoulders. And then we'll do some little hugs. Just wrap your arms around and then inhale and open up. And then wrap them around with the other arm on top. Exhale, repeat that. Alternating the arms. Good. Now let's touch our shoulders with our fingertips and we'll do some bead circles. And reverse. Good. Now we'll extend our arms and do some small circles. The palms down. And then we'll flip the palms and reverse. Good. Now we'll release and we're gonna work on our neck. So let's just begin with some nods and saying yes. And we'll say no. And then come to face me. Let the ear come over toward the shoulder. And extend the arm that you're leaning away from to extend that stretch. And you may reach up with your free hand and massage, or you may just put a little weight here. Remember to keep breathing. That's it. You got it. It's hard sometimes. And then other side. Sometimes it's hard to face me and figure out what to do, but you can't see everything I'm doing if I face away from you, and then there are other people on the camera too. Just remember to keep breathing. Good, and then we'll release, and let's just do a few circles, just a gentle circle. You can imagine looking, letting your eyes watch. You move down the wall, across the floor, up and around. And then reverse. Good. Now we're gonna open up the spine just a little bit more in several different directions. So we're gonna do starting with beach ball, kind of like you're holding a beach ball. We'll open up on the inhale, close on the exhale. Repeat. Now we're gonna open up again, and this time we'll close by hugging the knees, and then we're gonna hold here for a moment and just feel that stretch in the low back. And reach toward your ankles and slowly come up. Just inhale, bringing the arms up. Place the palms to the back of the room, and then exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to do one that I kind of forgotten about for a while, but it's like just a circling of the body. So we're going to inhale forward and then exhale back. And as you come back, you're curving your back. So it's almost like doing a cat-cow, except you're seated and you're also circling, but you're getting kind of all of those movements into your spine. And then we're going to reverse and just go in the opposite direction. Good. And then I'm going to throw in a little horse pose here. We usually don't do this until a little bit later. We're going to warm up a little with it today. So you're just gently bringing one shoulder in between the knees and looking over the other shoulder. And you don't have to go very deep because we're not as warmed up here as we usually are. But it's just a gentle twisting. Just go to where it feels okay to you. And we'll do it again later and go deeper into it. All right, that's very nice. So we're gonna go down and warm up the low body. We'll work on the hands too. But while we're already kind of moving in that low body, let's get a little bit of jogging in. And now we'll go ahead while we've got our heart rate up and do those first leg lifts. So knee can be bent or straight, foot is flexed, and we're just lifting and lowering. Any height is okay. If you're barely getting your leg or your foot off the floor, it's still okay. We'll switch legs. Good. And then we'll go ahead and do one round of hinge and cross. So we've kind of already warmed up the side and we've twisted to get ready for this, where we're bringing elbow toward knee, opposite knee, and also maybe lifting the knee. You can do several on one side and then switch, or you can go back and forth. Okay, time to switch if you're doing one side at a time. Good. Now, if you feel like you need to loosen up again, feel free. And we'll take just a little breather while we work our hands. So we're going to rest elbows against the body. And first we'll do claw. We'll inhale and squeeze all the muscles in the hand, and you can also do your feet. Inhale and squeeze. Exhale to release and repeat. Then we'll touch the thumb to every finger. Then we're going to circle the wrists. And reverse. And then let one palm face me. We'll pull the fingertips back. And then flip the hand over and kind of press down on the fingers to stretch the top of the wrist. And we'll shake that out and do the other side. I really like this routine a lot because we get all the big muscles and then we get those little muscles that you're probably not getting in any other kind of class that you might do, or you can check that out, or if you go for a walk, and which are all great things to be doing, but we just don't even think about this stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and settle back into our chairs, and we're going to do we're going to bring our legs up into staff first. And first, let's engage all the muscles. Just feel your muscles tensing all through the legs, the feet, the pelvic girdle. Squeeze your buns, and almost like you're lifting off your chair. Squeeze your glutes. We're going to inhale and lift up, exhale and release. And then we'll do that again. Inhale, squeeze, exhale, release. Now let's come up, point our toes, and we'll do some scissors. Now, if you need to bend your knees and rest for just a second here, you can. And the next thing we'll do is just to circle our ankles. Be sure you're still engaging your core so that your back is strong. And then we'll reverse. These are really good airplane exercises or bus ride or any kind of car ride, even if you're a passenger and going on a long ride. Now we're just gonna point and flex. It'll keep the blood flowing in your legs. Good, now we're just bend the knees and we're gonna go back to the upper body for just a minute and do our conductor. And then we'll bring our arms out to the side with just a light fist. This is weight machine. We'll inhale and then exhale to squeeze in front. Good, then we'll release. If you feel like you need to roll your shoulders or do anything there, loosen back up, feel free. Then we'll go into our second round of leg lifts. So just like before, you can bend your knee as much as you want to bend it. Switch legs. Good. And then we'll go ahead and transition into the hinge and cross. Lifting your knee, if that's okay for you. You don't have to lift the knee. And if twisting isn't good for you, you can even just do this, just in the middle. One of our class members often does that. And just almost like she's doing a sit-up instead of a twisting sit-up. Go ahead and switch if you aren't switching back and forth. And then loosen up if you feel you need to. Okay. Let's go to warrior. We're going to turn and face over one side of the chair. Extend the leg that's closer to me behind you. So it's bent at about a 90-degree angle. You're pointing your tailbone down toward the floor. That just lets you consciously neutralize your spine instead of having it all, exaggerated. We're going to inhale up and exhale. So this is warrior one. I know you can't see my hands there on camera, but you can tell what I'm doing. And then we'll exhale down into triceps dips. So just several of those. It will be the same if we had, maybe a weight in our hand. So you're getting a lot of the same benefits just with the resistance of your own body weight. Now, when your arms are up high overhead again, we're going to windmill them down so that they're about shoulder height. And your torso kind of comes toward me when you do that. You might be able to straighten out your leg. Just do something with your leg that feels okay to your knee, okay? Because you don't want to twist it. So even if it's like this, it's okay. You're going to look out over your fingertips. This is warrior two. Ribs are stacked over hips. Now we'll flip the front palm and just tip back. This is peaceful warrior. So you can imagine You know, if you're in a battle, you're not gonna do this. So this is peaceful warrior. And then we'll come back down, warrior two. And face me back to horse pose like we did earlier. So now you can kind of see if you feel more warmed up. Is your spine moving a little more easily? You can hold in this position. You can move in and out, just whatever feels good to you. And then when you feel like you've done enough, you can face the other side. And from extend the leg back. Again, neutralizing the spine, bent leg, of course. And adjust, just adjust however you need to keep your knees feeling good. We'll inhale up, exhale down into the triceps dips. Now, when the arms are up overhead again, we'll windmill down to that shoulder height arms. Adjust your leg if that feels good to you. Look out over your fingertips. Take a good deep breath. This is warrior two. Ribs are stacked over hips. Now we'll flip the front palm and tip back into peaceful warrior. Back down, warrior two. Good, and then come to face me. I left a couple little things out there today. We didn't do the side ankle stretch, but that's okay. All right, let's go back and let's finish out our leg lifts and well, actually, let's start with hinge and cross. And then we'll do leg lifts and we'll stretch our legs. So we'll start here and just one more set on each side. When I say set, I don't count them, but it's 10 to 12-ish is what I'm aiming for, if that helps you, if you want to keep them even. Good. And then loosen up if you need to. Now leg lifts and stretches. I'm used to doing that one second. So when I do it first, I'm like, okay, what am I doing next? Because usually I know after leg lifts, we do that. But it flows better to do this second on the last round so we can stretch our legs. All right, so we're going to let the heel rest on the ground now. And you'll start to feel just with that flexed foot, you're going to feel some stretching down the back of your leg. Your knee never locks here. It stays even if it's just ever so slightly, it is bent. We're going to inhale to sit up nice and tall, and then exhale to just hinge forward from your hips. Breathe deeply. Feel a good stretch down the back of your leg, all the way up through your hip, your sits bone. And then we'll slowly come back up. We're going to hug that knee in now, and just whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you'll rock a little bit, massage the glute. We're stretching the quadriceps, but also you may point and flex again. You may circle, just anything that feels good to get your leg nice and loose again. And then when you're ready, we'll cross over. You can cross low or you can cross above the knee. If you're above the knee, you want to keep your foot flexed, and that helps to protect your knee. And you're probably already feeling a good stretch in your hip, but you can hinge out like we did before if you want to get a deeper stretch in your hip. Just listen to your body and do what it feels like it needs today. It'll feel different on different days. And when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. We'll place the foot on the floor and we'll repeat that whole sequence on the other leg. Do the lifts first, keeping a bend in your knee. And then let your heel rest. We'll inhale and then exhale to hinge out. Again, the knee is still with a micro bend. Great. Slowly come back up and bring that knee toward your body. Hug it, stretching the quadriceps. Maybe rocking around a bit. If you kind of pull in, you're getting a little bit of an IT band stretch, and that one's kind of hard to stretch sometimes. You might do those flaps, like the point and flex, or you might circle. All kinds of things you can do here. And then whenever you're ready, you can cross again. So cross low or cross above the knee. If you're above the knee, you want to keep your foot flexed, the foot that's on top. Of course, the one on bottom's flexed too, because it's holding you up. So you're feeling a stretch. This one feels different to me, so it's probably the same for you. It might feel a little different on this side. Hinge forward if you choose. Remember to breathe. Breathe into that hip that you're working. Good. And then we'll place the foot back down on the floor. Good work. We're going to do another twist and stretch between our shoulders and eagle arms. Eagle arms can get a little bit intense if you need to do this stretch instead, or even with an elbow bent. That's an alternative you can do that's a little less intense. So we'll start here with hands just lightly at the knees or just above. We're going to inhale, exhale to twist, and your hand that stays in front is going to come to the outside of the opposite knee. Look behind you, really breathe. Move with your breath to come back around, cross over. Then we'll bend the elbows. And from here, you can touch the backs of your hands together, or you might twist up a little bit more and kind of touch palm to palm or fingertip to palm. And you'll feel a deep stretch in between your shoulders. You can experiment with lifting your elbows up or down or pushing them in or out, depending on how much mobility you have there. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale and lift up a bit. And then exhale and just curve down into your lap. At any point, you can release the arms whenever it's comfortable for you. Then you're reaching towards your ankles. And we're going to inhale up. Turn the palms to the back of the room. And then exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now we're going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, so we'll start here. Inhale, exhale. Get your digestion going with that deep twist. We'll come back around and cross over. I'm gonna bend the elbows and touch or wind up some more into the true eagle arms. And you can do this with your legs too. If you're really ambitious, that's part of the eagle arm pose, or eagle pose, I guess you would say. Then we'll inhale and lift up a bit. Exhale, curve down into your lap. Reach toward the ankles. Inhale up. Palms to the back of the room. And then exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now, any kind of movement that you want to make before we finish up with our sunshine pose and our relaxation, go ahead. You need to loosen something up or jump up and down, just anything you want to do. Jump for joy. All right, so we'll close out the active part of our practice with sunshine. Knees are apart, hands are cupped. We're going to lean forward, but keep the head up. And we'll just kind of act like we're scooping up some fresh water, fresher than what was in our cooler up there. Let it flow over your body. And then we'll scoot back into our chairs. Think of how we got really relaxed at the beginning of our practice. It's the same mode that we're going into now, except now you've worked all of the parts of your body, and it's truly easier to relax, I think, once everything's been moved and stretched. So just settle in and enjoy this feeling. Your palms can face up, and that's supposed to draw energy. And then if your palms are face down, that's supposed to be more relaxing. So you can choose what you want to do with your hands, but you want them to really relax all the way from the shoulders down the arm. And feel your arm becoming heavy. Your hands will get soft and warm. You want to relax your face. Maybe you squeeze everything up really tight and let it go, and that will let it relax. Jaw is relaxed with maybe your tongue off the roof of your mouth. Your chair's taking as much weight as you can give it, and you're just again soaking in the goodness that you've just experienced and feeling another moment of peace before we go back to the rest of the day. When you're ready, you can reawaken your body, just beginning by moving your fingers and toes, hands and feet. And then just moving into some of the larger muscles, you might wiggle around in your chair a bit. And then together, we'll reach up really tall. Inhale and then exhale down into a nice little hug for yourself, where you appreciate your body, your heart, your mind. Maybe even say something nice to yourself. Whenever you're ready, just give yourself a final squeeze and release. There's no rush to be finished. Namaste. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next Monday. Same time. Yes, same time, same place.